The rooster is going to give you a number, not a scary number designed to make you anxious so you click on the next video. A real number, based on real math. That describes what is happening to real people in America right now in 2026 in ways that most financial content spends considerable energy softening, qualifying, and surrounding with enough optimism that the actual number loses its impact before it reaches you. The rooster is not going to soften it. 31% of people who are currently retired in America are working, not by choice, not because they find deep fulfillment in part-time employment at 68. Not because they have so much energy and so little to do that showing up somewhere 3 days a week gives structure to an otherwise leisurely life. Because the money ran out, or is running out, or the math made it clear enough in advance that working was preferable to waiting for the moment it did. 31% of retirees working in their retirement. That is not a fringe outcome. That is nearly 1 in 3 people who reached the finish line and discovered the finish line was not actually the finish line. It was a checkpoint. And the next section of the race was going to require them to keep running whether they had planned to or not. This video is about why that number is 31% and not 5%. About what the retirement system in America actually is versus what it was sold as. About the specific math that is going to determine whether you are in that 31% or not. And about what, specifically, actually, this decade, changes that math in your favor. Nobody is coming to save you from this, but at least now you'll understand exactly what you're inside. Let's go back to when the current retirement system was created, because understanding how we got here is the only way to understand why the math is what it is. In 1935, Social Security was signed into law. The retirement age was 65. Average life expectancy was 61. The program was designed as a safety net for the final years of a life that, statistically, most Americans were not going to reach. In the 1950s and 1960s, pensions were the primary retirement vehicle for working Americans. A defined benefit plan, meaning the employer promised you a specific monthly income in retirement based on your years of service and your salary, regardless of what the stock market did. Regardless of whether you had made good investment decisions, regardless of whether you had panicked and pulled your money out during a crash. The employer absorbed the investment risk. You received the defined benefit. In 1978, Section 401k of the Internal Revenue Code was added almost as an afterthought, a supplemental savings vehicle for executives who wanted to defer additional compensation beyond their pensions. Within a decade, corporations realized that 401ks were significantly cheaper than pensions. Pensions required employers to fund them, manage them, and pay out guaranteed benefits regardless of investment performance. 401ks required employers to match a portion of employee contributions, and then the employee assumed all investment risk, all allocation decisions, all the behavioral challenges of not touching the account when markets dropped 40%. And everything in you said to stop the bleeding. By 2026, 62% of private sector workers had access to a pension in 1980. Today, that number is 15%. The pension disappeared. The 401k became the primary retirement vehicle. And the primary retirement vehicle requires you to save enough, invest correctly, stay the course through market crashes, not raid the account for emergencies, understand asset allocation, and make decisions that professional fund managers with Bloomberg terminals and decades of experience frequently get wrong. The average American does not do all of these things correctly. The data is very clear on this. The median retirement savings for Americans approaching retirement age is approximately $87,000. Not the average, the median, the number at which half of people have more and half have less, $87,000. At a standard 4% withdrawal rate that generates $3,480 per year, 290s a month, added to the average Social Security benefit of $2,079 a month, that gives a total retirement income of approximately $2,369 a month. We already established in the last video that the average monthly expenses for an American over 65 are $5,100, 2,369ers coming in, $500 going out. The gap is $2,731 a month for the median American retiree. That is not a small rounding error. That is not something that careful budgeting resolves. That is a structural shortfall that either requires working, which 31% of retirees are doing, or depleting whatever savings exist, which mathematically runs out, or depending on family members, which creates a different set of problems, or going without things that are not optional. The math is not close. The rooster checked. Now here is the part that makes the retirement crisis specifically cruel for the generation currently in their 30s and 40s. The people who are retiring right now with inadequate savings made their decisions in an environment where the 401k was still relatively new, financial literacy was not taught in schools, and the transition from pension to self-directed retirement was not accompanied by any meaningful infrastructure to help ordinary people make good investment decisions over a 40-year period. The people currently in their 30s and 40s are making their decisions in an environment where all of that history is known, where the math is documented, where the tools and information are available, and where the structural conditions of daily financial life make saving for retirement feel impossible. Student loan payments averaging 30% of income for Gen Z borrowers, rent consuming 40% to 50% of income in major cities. Credit card debt at 22% interest absorbing whatever margin might otherwise exist. Gas at 4.53 cents a gallon. Groceries 36% more expensive than 5 years ago. Every dollar that might have gone to a 401k is already spoken for by the present before it has a chance to compound into the future. This is not laziness. This is the predictable outcome of a system that has simultaneously made present expenses unmanageable and future security dependent on individual discipline applied consistently over 40 years in the middle of all of it. 48% of Americans report feeling more financially stressed entering 2026 than entering 2025. Respondents cite high daily expenses and low income as the primary drivers, followed by lack of emergency funds, increasing debt, and healthcare costs. The people most stressed by present financial conditions are the people least positioned to secure future financial conditions. The stress of today borrows from the security of tomorrow, and tomorrow has a price tag that gets more expensive the later you start paying it. The coop has no exit if you wait long enough. The rooster is telling you this now, while there is still time to build one. Here is the specific math that determines which side of the 31% you end up on. To retire at 65 with enough savings to cover the gap between Social Security and actual retirement expenses. Assuming the $3,021 monthly gap we calculated in the last video, you need a portfolio of approximately $906,000. At 25 years old, investing $300 at 7% historical return, you reach $933,000 by 65. You make it. Barely. With 40 years of consistent contributions at a level that is tight but possible on an entry-level income. At 35 years old, investing $300 a month at 7%, you reach $454,000 by 65. You are $450,000 short. To hit the target starting at 35, you need to invest $600 a month for 30 years. That is double the contribution for 3/4 of the time. At 45 years old, investing $600 a month at 7%, you reach $378,000 by 65. You need to invest $450 a month for 20 years to hit the $906,000 target. 5 times the 25-year-old's contribution for half the time. This is compound interest working in reverse. Every decade, you delay the required monthly contribution roughly doubles. The math does not negotiate. It does not offer extensions. It does not care about the student loans or the rent or the groceries or the gas. It just compounds, in your favor if you start now. Against you if you keep waiting for circumstances to improve enough that saving feels possible. Circumstances do not improve, and then saving becomes possible. Saving becomes possible when you decide it is non-negotiable and reorganize everything else around that decision. Your great-grandmother put the coffee can first. Everything else got organized around what remained. That sequence is not a suggestion. It is the only sequence that works. Here is what you actually do, this week, with the situation exactly as it is right now. If your employer offers a 401k with a match, and you are not contributing at least enough to capture the full match, you are leaving free money on the table. The employer match is an immediate 50% to 100% return on your contribution depending on the match structure. There is no investment in the world that guarantees that return. Contribute at minimum enough to capture the full match before you do anything else with discretionary income. This is not optional. This is the first financial move. Every month you delay, it is a month you cannot get back. If you have no employer retirement plan, you are self-employed, you work gig work, you work for a company that does not offer a plan, open an IRA. A Roth IRA if you expect your income to be higher in retirement than it is now, which, for most younger workers, it will be. A traditional IRA if you need the tax deduction now. The 2026 contribution limit is $7,000. Contribute what you can. Automate it for the day after payday so it leaves before your brain registers it as available. If you are carrying high-interest debt, credit cards at 22%, the math on paying that down versus investing is actually close enough that the Rooster recommends doing both simultaneously rather than waiting until the debt is paid to start investing. Pay minimums plus whatever you can on the highest rate debt. Invest a small amount, even $50 a month, into your retirement account simultaneously. The compounding on the investment side starts from whenever you start. The year you spent paying down debt before investing is a year the market potentially grew without you. If you are in your 50s and looking at a gap between what you have and what you need, the catch-up contribution provision allows people over 50 to contribute an additional $1,000 to an IRA and an additional $7,500 to a 401k annually. Delay Social Security as long as feasible. Every year past 62 up to age 70 increases your benefit by approximately 8%. Work 1 to 3 years longer than planned if the math requires it. It dramatically changes the retirement picture both by adding contributions and by reducing the number of years the portfolio needs to last. The Rooster is not going to pretend these are easy adjustments. The Rooster is going to tell you they are necessary adjustments, and that the alternative, working at 68 because the math did not hold, is harder than any of them. Here is where the Rooster lands. 31% of retirees working, median retirement savings of $87,000. A monthly gap of $2,731 between what Social Security plus median savings generates and what retirement actually costs. A required portfolio of $906,000 that gets more expensive to build with every decade of delay. A 401k system that put all the investment risk and behavioral discipline requirements onto individual workers who have full-time jobs and families and student loans and no training in portfolio management. This is not a personal failure. The people retiring with insufficient savings did not fail individually. They were handed a system, the transition from pension to 401k, that was designed to save corporations money and that put an extraordinary burden of financial sophistication and behavioral discipline onto ordinary people over a 40-year period during which those same people were managing jobs, children, health events, market crashes, and every other thing that life produces. Understanding that does not change the math. The math is the math. $906,000 is still the target. The compound interest table is still the compound interest table. The 31% is still 31%. But understanding it means you stop spending energy on guilt about the past and start spending it on the only thing that changes the future. Start now. Automate it. Increase the contribution every year. Capture the match. Open the IRA. Delay the claim. The coop has an exit. It just requires building it before you need it. Wake up earlier than the system expects. That is the whole strategy. Rooster economy, because someone has to say it.